Hi there, viewers. By making this video, I have no intention to fight anybody or to argue with people, or, I'm not trying to put down anybody, because I understand, I used to be the same as you, like not knowing much, and talking just out of my head a lot of times. Um, but yeah, I just want to talk to you that, they tell you that there is such thing as spiritual realm. You know, you might not know, but just because we can't see it or hear anything about it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. A lot of people ask me, oh, there's no, you know, demons, devils, or God, angels, or things of the spirit. But just because you can't see the germs on your hand doesn't mean there are germs on my hand. There is. Just because nowadays we have the microscope and whatnot, we can see the things that were not, visible back in the day. If I said there are germs in my hand, people will go like, where are the germs? Where are they? I don't see them. They don't exist. When people told, Columbus and stuff, oh, where's the land? There's no land. I don't see it. Columbus had to go out there. Oh, it's just that sea all the place. I'm not here to try to be proven logical or anything, but there is such thing as spirit. You know why? Like, let's say for a rock example, a rock is dead. A rock is dead, or this cup is dead. It does not grow. It doesn't do anything. And because there's no life in this material. My body the same way. If there was no life in my body, this will be just a dead corpse, not moving no more breath, no more life in, for example, for the seed, if the seed seems like it's dead and stuff, but this is alive. If you plant it, it will grow and make a tree, and the tree will produce more fruits, and it'll bear, seeds, and then it'll produce another live seed, because it has continuous life in it. We are all alive. A cat is alive. It has a life in it. But the seed, if the seed dies, it looks the same. Just like it won't change. Like a year later, the seed will die, and the life will be gone. And then no matter how much I water it, plant it, it'll be just like same as a rock or a cup. Nothing, no difference, because the spirit has left. There are such things as spirit realm. Just because you never saw it or hear it, because we're spiritually blind. God said in Deuteronomy, but to this day the Lord has not given you a mind that understands, or eyes that see, or ears that hear. What is he talking about? A mind that understands the spiritual things. The things you can imagine, and when you have a dream, you ever had a dream? That's in the spiritual realm. It looks all crazy because you cannot understand it. And when God's talking about you have eyes and ears but you cannot hear and you cannot understand, he's not talking about physical ears and physical eyes. He's talking about the spiritual eyes and spiritual ears. Everything in the Bible is about, it's not only things about the physical. It talks about the spiritual. It talks about angels, God, demons, devils. In Isaiah 43:8, God says, lead out those who have eyes but are blind, who have ears but are deaf. Now what he's talking, he's not talking about physical things. He's talking about spiritual eyes and spiritual ears. We have spiritual ears and spiritual eyes. They're closed and they're deaf because we never asked God to open them up. We never asked. We never, sought for it, because we never thought those things existed in the first place. You have to read it careful, you have to read the Bible really carefully. Every single word has a weight. You can't just read and understand. Someone who lead out those who have eyes but are blind, but who have ears but are deaf, they'll be like, what is he talking about? This Bible is fake. This is false. No, because you do not understand the depth of it. Every single word of God has a tremendous depth in it. You know, it has a meaning. Only with wisdom you can start understanding, and you need to ask for that discernment, the revelation of God, in order to understand the Bible. I couldn't, if I didn't pray before I read, I don't understand. I don't understand. If I didn't ask God to reveal things to me, I don't understand. I'll read it like a normal storybook, and it will be making no sense to me. It will make no sense to me. I'll be just like you, atheist, just like you who don't believe in God, or just like you who don't, you know, who are Christians but don't read the Bible because you can't really understand. You can't stand 1 minute of it. You know, I used to be like that. I'm not gonna judge no one else just because they can't understand. You know, and to all the respect, I just want you to, you know, start opening up your eyes to things that you don't see. You know, I cannot see you that you exist, but you do exist. Just like I never been to Mars or something, but Mars is there. You know, just because I never really seen it myself, I never really touched it myself, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The spiritual realm always exists around you. You know, I personally asked, you know, Jesus to come to me. Like, I was like, I heard some stories about it, and then, you know, like they said, oh, Jesus appeared to this person. I was like, why wouldn't Jesus appear to me? So I asked. Unless you ask the Lord, He's not gonna come. Unless you ask for spiritual ears and eyes to open, He's not gonna be open, because only those things are revealed to you by God. And if you believe what I'm saying, if you really, you know, at least give a chance, just ask. You know, why do you think Jesus would say, those who have ears hear and understand? What he's talking about? Everybody had ears around when Jesus was preaching. He's not he wasn't talking about, you know, this kind of ear. He's talking about the mind. The mind exists in the fourth dimension, in the spiritual realm. That's why you can start imagining things. And then, you know, before people thought, oh, there's no such thing, I'm gonna make a cell phone. There's no such thing as cell phone, but you create it in the mind. The creation, everything comes from the mind first. You know, all the thought processes and everything. So don't underestimate just because you can't see it. You can't see air, but you can feel the effects. Same thing with the spiritual. You know, there are, like, if you're spiritualized and ears are open, you'll be seeing demons, you know, like on top of people's head, like inside their mind, corrupting their mind. You know, that's why, you know, people would go crazy and berserk and kill other people and do all kinds of sins. You know, and then the Holy Spirit convicts you, and then the devil starts condemning you. Oh, you're not worthless. And then they usually suicide after, and they feel like they're worthless because the devil puts that in the mind. You think that comes from your own self? No. Why would you feel that anyway? You know, just because someone else influenced you. This subject is too big. I don't think I can finish in 10 minutes. But, you know, I just pray that for these people who watch, you know, the Holy Spirit to come down on you and to make you start seeing things the real way. Why do you think Jesus casts out demons left and right every day, healing the sick by casting out demons? You know, there are the oppression of the spiritual realm. And Christians, if you think that powers are dead now, that's dead wrong, because Jesus said clearly that you'll be able to do bigger things than these, if you just believe. But you have to also fast and pray, because fasting opens up the spiritual realm, and then you can have direct connection with God more clear, and your spiritual eyes start open and ears start open. That's why he said, these powers do not go on unless you fast and pray. So seek God. Amen.